Gearhead and Guardians fans. It is again Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock, and it's me, Gunner Six, and that guy over there, Nitro. How y'all doing?
What's going on?
All right, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Um, this week again, and I know this is going to be just like it was in the Army, brother. We're going to talk about something that nobody really wants to talk about because it's boring and everybody hates it. We're
Right.
going to talk about, you guessed it, training.
Training. Yeah.
Again. Okay.
Yep.
Before we get into that, though, I do want to say you are important. If you're watching, you are important. Your life matters. If you're contemplating or just feel really rough about life and you're thinking, maybe you should just do something that's, um, irreversible, we'll call it that. Uh,
hmm
Please call 988 988. You can also email us right here at gearheadsandguardians@gmail.com.
hmm
It'll be either myself or my buddy Drew. We're here for you, man. We're here. If we can help you, we'll help you out. We'll get you pointed in the right direction. We'll find the help. Well, do what we got to do to help you get it right because you matter and we give a damn. So
It's a
email us
brotherhood.
988 option 1. We'll help you. All right. So
How's your week been,
also,
man? It's been a little bit.
man, as you know, um, I'm a green thumb. Got a green thumb.
hmm
Uh, Started my garden this year, and honest to God, I can't lie to you. It's kind of therapeutic. not only,
Oh
not
yeah.
only, not only is it therapeutic, but man, I'm here to tell you, you get out there after a rough, like just today, prime example. Had a
hmm
kind of a rough day today at work, and I just had to get up. I just got up, walked outside, took the dog outside with me, sat in my chair outside underneath the what do you call that tree? Pecan tree.
hmm
And I looked at the garden, was looking at my plants, and just admires like, damn, I did all this. This is pretty awesome. So it makes you feel kind of good about yourself. Not only that, but towards the end of the season when you get to harvest all that stuff, that's fresh veggies, man. Fresh veggies,
Oh
fresh
yeah.
fresh peppers, fresh onions, fresh, garlic, everything is fresh, and it's just and if you're a foodie, fresh food is so much better, you know.
Yeah.
So if you need anything later on, buddy, you let me know. I got you.
Yeah. It's for me. It's about space. Having
Exactly.
space. But I being farmers, growing up around that, and I love the garden.
Oh yeah,
You
heck yeah.
know, it's almost like it's like anything else, man. That's you take the time to go out there and talk to the plants and hope for good weather
You
and
heard me. You heard
it
me
is
talking.
good therapy. Trust me.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for you, man. It's good for your mental health too. I mean, just get out there, and people might look at you funny, but you know what? At least you'll be the one in your right mind. All right.
Right, right, right. Chuck, I'm gonna get my other headbuds, my earbuds
Hold
for
on, hold on.
this real quick.
Cool. So here's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna talk today. We're gonna talk about, like I said, we're gonna talk about some training again. Okay, but we're gonna talk about a different. I guess you call it a different section, or different things in training. Okay. Now, last week we was talking about the calm and the chaos. Super important. Okay, but that doesn't mean that it is the most important. Okay, and it doesn't mean that it's not the most important. Okay, in my opinion, and again, it's my opinion. Uh, your physical training, your mental training, and just training with your weapon of choice, whether it be a handgun, a karambit, or it could be whatever. It could be a bow staff, it could be a stick, it could be your hands. Whatever the case is, you still have to train. Okay, so we got to remember, training is key. It's kind of like when you're in school, or if you have one of those jobs where it's just very mentally demanding, right? Knowledge is power. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, training will get you that. when it comes to everything outside of being knowledgeable. Okay, because we still need that. We still have to train, train our head, mentally train. Knowing our laws, knowing, hey, this guy's trying to rile me up. I need to stay calm. I need to woosah, that kind of stuff. That's important.
Mhm.
But so is your physical fitness. Okay, your core, and I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, I have not trained, physically trained in a while because of shoulder injury, leg injury. My face was broke. um, just all these different things. I'm beat up, physically beat up pretty bad, but I'm not letting that stop me. I'm not dead. I can't quit. So I have to
Right.
go. Now that I got my shoulder fixed, I'm going to start therapy. Once I get out of physical therapy, I'm ready to get that gym membership again and hit it up. You know what I mean? I gotta get strong again. Well, stronger again than I was before. And and not only that, but you got to worry about, so you're strong. So what? Okay.
Mhm.
You still have to have the endurance to go with that, and that doesn't mean you have to train cardio. That's not what that means. Okay. What that means is, even when you're doing your drills, okay, picture a drill like this, or a real life scenario that could happen. You're at an ATM machine, you're getting your money out, you're concealed carrying your wonderful Gunner's Choice built Glock, right?
Bam.
Shameless plug, sorry. And you know, somebody comes up behind you, and they're like, "Give me all your money. You just pulled out $300 out of the ATM machine," and you're like, "Look here." You're thinking to yourself, "Buddy, I worked too hard for my money. You're not taking my money today. Okay, today's not the day, but you picked the right guy, because I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to give you a chance, because if he's going to hurt me, you'd have done it already. So now I got a
Right.
leg up on you. Okay, so I'm going to turn around and I'm going to try to talk my way out of the situation. Okay, but now while you're talking to this guy, you see there's like 6 or 7 of his little gangbanger buddies out there. Now what? You got one guy, trying to show out in front of his little gangbanger buddies against you. Okay, and if you hit this kid or this guy or whoever it is, that all his buddies are going to try to jump you. Now what do you do? Now, if you're in my case, if you draw your weapon, you have the possibility of being in a firefight with 7 people.
Mhm.
Endurance is key. Okay. These are young kids or little gangbangers or whoever that don't train like you're going to train, because you're going to watch this video and you're going to go, damn, you know what? Chuck and Nitro were right. I need to train. So you're going to go train mentally and physically.
Yeah.
You're going to do your drills. Okay. But what we're going to talk about today is the importance of the physical therapy. Can't tell what I'm thinking about, huh? The physical training aspect of it. Okay. Again, your core. That's the heart of everything. Oh, I'm so sorry. The heart of everything is your core. Okay. The core, I mean, that's like your abs, your heart, your lungs, your chest, your back, all that. That's your core. Okay. Has to be trained. If your core is not strong, who cares if your arms are strong? Because your core's not going to be able to support it.
Yeah.
You have to worry about your core. Okay.
Yeah.
And don't think, if you're a guy, don't think, oh, I am not doing yoga. I don't think so. I'm a man. I don't wear yoga pants to the gym. I'm not doing it. Look, get that out of your head. It's kind of like the same thing with Zalise
Mhm.
and CBD. That's drugs. I'm not taking that. No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's just you know, that came back from the 30s, the 20s and 30s, when people were just finding out, what marijuana was, or what hemp was. And well, not really hemp, because they've been using hemp for clothes and paper forever, but marijuana
Mhm.
had a bad thing, because it's bad, it's the devil's lettuce, it's horrible, and they couldn't tax it. So we can't tax it. Okay. But the same thing with alcohol. Okay. But anyway, I digress. Okay. Point I'm trying to say is get your core right, and the other body parts are going to follow. Okay. The core is important. And I know you can add to that too, brother. What you got on that?
Oh, well, I being in the world of lifting and uh, I
Yeah.
dare say bodybuilding when I was in the army and I was young.
Yes.
I was, I was a big guy. Um, the problem is as you get older, all the damage that we've done, if you're like us, we tore up our joints pretty bad. Um, so, and then if you've been in wrecks, you talk about you haven't been in the gym in a while. I haven't been in the gym since I had that wreck last May. I haven't been in the gym.
Right.
I hit so hard that it agitated my body. It was a hard hit. So, but with that, I when you talk about the training aspect, it all starts right here too. What you shove it in your mouth, And I'm the first to tell you that there was a point just here a couple months ago. I was 261 pounds. I didn't care because I just I was having a good time with my girlfriend. We just didn't care,
Mhm.
and but I didn't feel good, and the body was I wasn't feeling good, and then hence I started my diet. I'm down 21 pounds. I'm 240. I'm 241 the last time I weighed. So anyway, I say all that to say this: you train your body for what you're going to do. If you're not going to sit here and be in the gym and getting somewhat in condition, do something around the house, move around the house, move around wherever you're at where you might have to protect yourself. You hit on another thing that is so you triggered my jujitsu mind is all the other people around. In the world of Kazarashi-Ryu, in the world of samurai, it is a battlefield art. It was not one-on-one. It's not one-on-one Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm not talking bad about other arts. It's not one-on-one Krav Maga. It's not one-on-one Taekwondo or karate. It's not one-on-one. Our principle of Ruha, which is what's around us, is once something happens and you are in my control 10%, I am not worried about you. Now it's what's next, right? We talked about the mind being calm and chaos last time. Now, if you find yourself in the middle of multiple people and you end up, jerking around with one person and you're hustling and you're fighting and you're doing all this other stuff, you're not being smart, you have worn yourself out to the numbers.
Right.
So yes, like anything else, how good do you want to be at what you want to do? Let's start there. Two, it's not going to come on its own. There's no fairy dust that's going to go bing. Hey, look, I got a concealed carry now. I'm Billy Badass. I know what I'm going to do in every situation. I'm in shape. I'm ready to go because the first time that you have to run and you
Yeah.
haven't run in years, I guarantee you that it's a couple 100 feet and you're going to be like, Now, yeah. Now I'll tell you, adrenaline is kind of like that. Um, what's that nerve blocker that they use when they do surgeries or when they hit you up? Adrenaline is like internal Lanacaine, right? If you're not on drugs. The problem with that is that if you're not in shape, that adrenaline kicks in and you start doing something, you pull a muscle or you pull.
Out of
I
breath, whatever the case may be. Yeah.
I strained a calf muscle in my sleep, guy. I tore a calf muscle, both of them in my sleep from stretching. All I did was stretch out. Snap. No, hey, yeah, I'm that guy. Do you know why? Because I was out of shape.
Because you're
Because
what?
I because I was out of shape.
Oh yeah.
Because and that is the absolute truth. I wasn't doing something active to tear my calf muscle. I was out of shape. I laid in bed and I stretched out, just kind of doing the whole and I pointed my toes and it just pop out. So
Yeah.
I say all that to say this and add on to if getting into physical shape starts with what you do at home in your habits of eating, of moving, of if you're sitting in a chair and you have your sidearm next to you and someone kicks in the door, how fast can you get out of that chair? How quickly can you like become that shield? All that stuff, I, unless you're a robot, it doesn't come naturally just because
Again,
you all of
that's
a sudden
something.
can protect. It
Yeah,
don't
that's
happen.
something you can't be prepared for. You know, you
Correct.
just have to train and wait for it to happen, and then you got to react.
Correct.
That's what it is. It's not like you go to a job and it's like, okay, I gotta put the nut on the bolt, put it in
Mhm.
the bin, put the nut on the bolt. It's not like that. It's not gonna be. You know, you want it to be second nature. Yes, okay, that's
Mhm.
a fact. You definitely want it to be second nature, but you got to be able to react in a split second, do the right thing, the right time, the right place, the right target. That's
Right.
it. You know. So again, whether that be your sidearm, your handgun, you know, uh, a
Anything.
knife, a
Yeah.
stick, a club, man, it can be a roll of quarters for all I care. Okay. What I'm saying is get proficient, train with it, but also train your physical body itself. Okay. Get your
Yep.
core right. Okay. And people think it's funny, but I'm telling you, if you go watch Diamond Dallas Page yoga,
Oh, that
I'm
stuff
here
is
to tell
crazy.
you, I'm
Yes.
here to tell you, he's got a gentleman that was on there, and he was I want to say he was 82nd Airborne Division, I think, wasn't he? It's either 82nd or 101st, I can't remember,
I
but he
know
was a
he was pretty beat up. I know who you're talking about.
yeah, paratrooper, the guy that had the crutches like this, yeah, both
Mm-hmm.
arms and the crutches,
Mm-hmm.
couldn't even walk, man. When he first started doing Diamond Dallas Page yoga, he could barely stand on one leg without falling down. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, he'd fall down, he would get right back up, man, like a weeble wobble, man, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Bounce right back up. And this guy had some tenacity. This guy was awesome. Okay. Gets back up, gets into it. Okay. About what I think it was like a year and a half later. The guy, now I remind you now, this guy couldn't even walk without
Yeah.
crutches.
Yeah.
At the end of the video, they show this guy running down the beach. I mean, running full
Yeah.
sprint.
And it takes
Running
time.
down a
It takes
beach.
time to do that.
Exactly. And that's one thing, and you told me this before too. That's one thing that we can never change is time.
Can't.
Okay. So what you do with it is very important.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Take
can't
time.
change time. Yeah. You can't change time. You can't take time back. You can't slow it down. As much as we think that we have time, we don't have time. We don't. Um even physically, um I was in the gym, but like after my divorce, I was in the gym and I was 220 at the age of 45 years old. I was 220. I was in the gym. I was getting my size back and doing whatever, and then I was in that wreck.
Yeah.
And and it and it wasn't no matter how good a shape you're in, something can happen to change that.
In a heartbeat.
So being in shape is one thing. Being in shape to do what you want to do or what your plan is when it comes to defending yourself or your home or what have you not is something else. Because look, if you're in a wheelchair, you're an amputee, no matter what, you still have to be in some sort of reactionary shape to use to work around your disabilities to still be effective in protecting yourself. That's bottom line. And I'm going to tell you something. In Unless you're a gym rat, like I miss being in the gym. Let me tell you something. It tears me up
I
to
miss
to wake up hurting and not wanting to go. But people with those disabilities that go and make themselves something and get into shape and do what they got to do, I so envious. But then
it.
it makes me go, what's my excuse? You know what I mean? and my excuse is I hurt too bad to want to go through that pain. No, I did that pain for
Oh,
27 years, and you just give up. But we change our diets, we get into some sort of shape where we move,
yep.
do something,
We're back in
do
the fight.
something. If you pull a muscle drawing your weapon because you have to twist your body, sometimes when you twist your body, my back will cramp up, lower back, just a little, or I get an ab cramp, or whatever, because I'm a little bit out of shape. When you pull and you get a cramp somewhere, you need to fix that. That's the kind of in shape training
Right.
that we have to do. Um, if you're trying to take cover behind something, can you squat down in what we call in the Army duck walk, right?
Mhm.
Or if you have to lower yourself under rounds flying to get from point A to point B, and you have to get on the ground and do a low crawl or maybe a high crawl, can you do that physically? That's the
Right.
kind of that's the meaningful in shape. Have meaning behind it. Not just go to the gym because you want to look
I want to be
like the
big and buff.
next. Yeah, I live that life.
Okay. So
Um,
you want to be big and buff. That's great. Can you run? Can you
exactly.
shoot? Can you defend
I mean,
yourself? Hand to hand?
do you know why I carry a thigh holster instead of up here?
Because you got big
Because
arms.
because I got so much girth around me, it is hard for me, and my arms long. I have to lean to, because not only that, I got a Glock 20, so it's a bigger gun. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to be comfortable. I'm going to go ahead and keep it down here, but I still have to be in shape to do. You have to, so, I say all that to say this: it starts at home. It starts in the refrigerator. It starts on your plate. It starts with your sleep. It also starts with, do you take 5 minutes a week? I say this in jujitsu. I think it can relate to practicing your working with your sidearm. I tell my students, every day, take 10 minutes and work on one technique. One technique. It just over and over and over. And if you start getting tired, you need to stretch out and keep doing it over and over and over. And same way with the strikeman. The strikeman will tell on you. I'm going to tell you this right now. That laser will strike. That laser, even if you use your green dot, you don't have a strikeman, but you got a light. You got an O light with the green dot on it.
Mm-hmm.
Turn it on and pull and pull and keep doing it until you get tired. Until you get tired. You have to. And if you don't, I mean, don't be a statistic just because you're out of shape to a point.
Right. Right. And don't be lazy about it, man. Be
Don't be
committed.
lazy. Yeah.
Be committed. Be
Yeah.
committed. Okay. I mean, if you think about this, okay, now, I don't want to sound like I'm trying to be funny or nothing like that, okay, but think of it like this, okay. Let's picture, well, I don't know, way back in the day when everybody carried a gun, everybody
Mhm.
had a revolver, okay. We'll say like Wyatt Earp days or something, right?
Mhm.
So we'll just say, you know, Wyatt Earp wasn't in great shape. All his deputies and Doc Holliday were not in shape.
Yep.
Okay. They were just fat, tubby dudes like eat cheeseburgers and walk around with a gun because they think it makes them look cool.
Mhm. That's true.
Now, what would have happened to them at the OK Corral?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There wouldn't
I
be
mean,
there wouldn't be a legend of the Wyatt Earp and the Earp clan and all that
mhm.
stuff or whatever they were called, and Doc
Mhm.
Holliday and he wouldn't be nobody's Huckleberry. Okay, so
you know, a- and
they
and
were in
and
shape.
my
That's what they did. They studied those guns in, day out, and they shot those guns all the
Mhm.
time.
all the time.
Okay. Why
Yeah.
don't we do that today? Why? Or why let me ask you this. Here's a question I got for everybody out there. Okay. If you're watching right now, okay, no nitro round is a shape.
my
Yeah.
and
Hey,
hey,
Rocco, I
round
like cheeseburgers.
it's
It made me forget what I was even gonna say. God dang it, Mike.
it is. Hey, listen, it is a shape. I'm gonna tell you right now. I listen. I say get in shape. Mike's got a point because I'm gonna tell you something. I know some big people that
Oh,
can
they do
move.
too.
I'm gonna tell you,
Big.
and in the jujitsu world, my guy, size does not matter. Some of those guys can just. I mean, he's absolutely right, and I say it even goes into racing, right? One of the reasons why I got on the elimination diet was because I got when I tried to get in the car and I get ab cramps right on the side, and then I tried to get out of the car. Now, mind you, I have a very small space because I refused to cut my rock deflector, and my headrest I got a full containment seat. So I'm taking 54 inches of chest and whatever and trying to slide it in, right? And I was getting hung up a little bit, and that's scary
Yeah, because
because
if
in
something
these
happens,
cars,
how you gonna get out?
in these cars we sit really low, and trying to get out, if you can't get out in a good amount of time, it's a safety thing. So
That's
so it's with everything though. Like if you're laying in bed and someone kicks in the door and you can't get out of your bed with some gumption, with some hey, yeah, you know what, Mike? There are guys there are people that just are so agile. Size does not matter. Look at wrestling. Look at wrestling, right? You got he's Vader. Vader was a big man, right?
Brock
And
Lesnar.
he did moonsault off the top rope at 400 pounds, 350, 400 pounds. The guy was insane. But you know what that's from? Just training. He was just a big guy, but he could move. So it's another thing too is like the holster. Oh, the
Yeah,
Big Show at 7'3", right? And he's in shape now too. He's in shape now. Um, Holsters,
mhm.
right? When I was when I was heavier and I went to put my holster that I have that I my Kydex holster that I have right here, I went to put it on. I couldn't get because my fat was just hitting it. I couldn't do it. So you have to be able to um how can I say it? Don't be a statistics because you're lazy. Let me just say that.
Amen, amen. And and that kind of that kind of hits me to the point where it's like, you know, you can't quit. You're not dead. You can't quit. That's it. You just
Correct.
keep going and you keep going and you keep going and that's a mental thing. You have to
Hmm.
get it in your head. Okay, so I'm a little sore. Oh well, keep training. Now you got to be smart. Okay. Now I'm not saying no pain, no gain. I'm not saying that because
Hmm.
especially somebody my age or older than me, or even Drew's age. You know what I mean? Um, you gotta now. Don't get me wrong. It's great to have that go getter attitude. I'm gonna do it. Roar, I get it. I get it.
Hmm.
I was there too when I was in my 20s. Okay. And then I grew up and then I got smart and I was like, okay, look, I'm pushing myself a little too hard, you know. Um,
Right.
I'm pulling leg muscles or I'm doing this or I'm doing that too often. Okay. So what
Right.
that means is I'm probably pushing myself a little bit too hard. Okay. I got lucky. I never hurt myself bad. You know what I mean? But could I have? Oh, absolutely. I could have really jacked myself up bad. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
and people don't realize it just because, oh, it's just lifting weights. Sure. It's just lifting. Yes, I grew up, Mike. It's just lifting weights. You're right. It is just lifting weights. But you know what? Prime example right here. You're looking at them. Okay. I worked in the oil field. I used to bodybuild with this big guy over here.
Hmm.
I used to bodybuild with him in Korea. I used to weigh 210 pounds at one time. I was a big fella for my size guy. I was a big fella, especially at 210. Okay. Now, I just forgot what I was going to say. That's like the third time today I've done that. Where was I going
Lifting
with
wrong.
that?
Lifting wrong. You know,
Oh, yeah,
it's not
yeah,
just
okay.
about
Yeah,
yeah,
lifting weights.
yeah.
But I mean, you got to again train. Even when you're in the gym, you have to train, but you have to train yourself to be training properly. Okay,
Mhm.
your form is critical. Okay, you could hurt yourself really bad if you don't. You know,
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yep.
I've seen guys with promising military careers. I mean, promising military careers go to the gym because my first sergeant says
Yep.
gotta smoke this PT test or I'm not getting promoted or blah 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 blah. So then you get this young private in there or specialist, whatever, or even an E5, E6, whatever, in the
Hmm.
gym. I mean, just going to town, bad form, and what happens? Pow! You know, there goes ACL or whatever. Well, there went your career.
Yep.
Might not be from an ACL, but I'm just saying you could hurt yourself bad enough to end a military career, to be permanently damaged. You know what I mean? And I'm a prime example. Prime example. I used to work out with this guy. I used to bench press with a 285, and I would press that 4 times, 4 sets. Okay. Now that was in Germany. Okay. That was when I was in like peak shape.
Hmm.
Okay. But I worked in the oil field. I was a derrick man, for Christ's sake. I was taking a pipe that was 1,400 pounds and just slinging that mug around like it was nothing. You know what I mean? So I had to be strong doing what I was doing. But okay, working at a factory here in Shirts, Texas. Okay, with those big yellow moving equipment that they earth moving vehicles and stuff. I'm not going to
Hmm.
mention their name because they're trash. But it was a head to one of the big engines that they have. Okay, 450 pounds for a C15 head, and I went to push it on the conveyor belt. Now, mind you, I've been working at this job for 3 years at this point. Okay, I did this every day. I just push that thing 450 pounds on that conveyor belt, 450 pounds day in day out, all day long, pushing parts, pushing parts, pushing parts. Okay. One day I went into work, all happy go lucky. I was in a great mood. I grabbed a hold of that thing about midway through my day and pow, like, oh God, what the hell?
Hmm.
And there was a dude behind me by the door. And he come over and he put his hand on my back. He said, "Dude, are you all right?" Because I just stood there. I didn't move. He goes, "Are you all right, bro?" I'm like, "I think so. I think. Let me give me a sec. Give me a sec." He goes, "Dude, I heard that clear over there."
Hmm.
Okay. I tore up my shoulder, and all I did was push a weight on a conveyor belt, 450 pounds. Done it every day, all day. Okay. Bad form, obviously. That's what did it. That's the only thing I could think of. Okay. So, is it important? Absolutely. Absolutely important. Form is important. You don't have to, if you go to the gym, you could be a 6'5" guy. You could bench 500 pounds for all I care. Okay. I don't really care about how much you can bench press. What I care about is, are you pressing the weight properly? Is your form right? Okay. And it's the same way when you're training with your weapon. Okay. You have to train. Like I conceal carry everything. Nine times out of 10, I'm concealed carrying. I very rarely carry, in a whole holster open carry. But that's just my personal preference. So I train, you know, draw, aim, and shoot. Draw, push, and aim at the same time, and let them have it. You know what I mean? Got to do it. Okay. So again, physical training is just as important as your training is with your weapon. Okay. Form is important again, and even what Drew said even earlier. What you put in your mouth is 110% important. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
do you think if you have two guys that are bodybuilders, they're both 6'5"? Okay. We'll just say they're twins, identical twins. Okay. One guy just loves cheeseburgers, wants to work out, but he's a cheeseburger eating fool. And his brother, okay, he's a little smarter. He got smart genes instead. Okay. and he's worried about what he eats. He wants to be in great shape. He wants to be lean. He wants to look good. He wants to feel good. So he's taking his vitamins every day. Doing his homework every day, doing what he's supposed to do. Just like Hulk Hogan said, stay in school. But he's doing everything he's supposed to do. And this guy over here goes to the gym every day faithfully, but the guy eats like 5 cheeseburgers a day. McDonald's cheeseburgers at that. We all know how bad McDonald's is. Okay. Not that it's bad. It's just bad for me, So, do you think that, the Hamburglar or the supplement guy is going to be in bigger, better shape, more endurance? Of course, the guy taking the vitamins, the guy taking care of himself, right? It's the same thing with your training. You have to be, again, mentally fit. You have to be physically fit. Your core has to be right. Your training has to be right. Your form on all of your training has to be right. Okay. So it's a lot of puzzle pieces. Okay. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. Train this, train that. Train. You don't got to go crazy and try to do some kind of like biathlon type training where you're running around your backyard with a kettlebell strapped to your butt and running around with an AR-15, and then you got to draw your pistol and shoot a target at 500 meters. Don't do that. Okay.
Just be smart about it. All you have to do is just be smart about it and train to your, first of all, train to your capabilities. I mean, both my shoulders are torn, and they got torn from weightlifting. I had bad form shoulder pressing. It was like 245 I had up there, and because my arms are so long, they rocked, and when it rocked back, I tried to catch with my body instead of my arms, and both they just and they ripped. So but I still had to do PT. And I didn't get them fixed, and you just beat and beat and beat and beat. So your physical limitations are also something to keep in consideration. Saturday night, we were talking about getting in and out of the race car. Saturday night, Sam, she does all my decals, Duchess decals. She had a fuel leak, and her car caught on fire. And let me tell you, I think this is only her second year racing. I could be wrong, Sam, if you're listening. I could be wrong, but her instinct when she saw that she was on fire, she pulled in the infield and she was out of the car, like right now. And that adrenaline at that time was her endorphin to get her get out of the car. So you're going to have those situations where something's got to happen right now. We got to move. But in that time, you can also overextend or overdo something to your body that it's not used to doing. And then all of a sudden you're injured, So yes, in everything that we do. I don't know, man. Look, if you have a hard time rolling out of bed, how can you justify walking around the house saying I'm going to protect my kingdom? I got guns everywhere. I can protect my kingdom, and
you're protecting yourself if you're lucky.
You have to remember.
Else, trust me.
Correct. Always remember this. Always think that in any situation, when it comes to someone else that's in front of you, they know more than you do. Assume they are better at whatever is going on than you, because that when you train to that mentality physically, then at least you know what your limits are, and it keeps you from doing something that your body cannot physically do. So you learn your workaround. So it's all of that encompassed, all that encompassed. And if you can't draw your weapon out over, if your shoulder gets tired, okay, do something. Yeah, but you're absolutely right, man. It's us older people, right? Our physical limitations are getting there, but the leaner you are without having to go to the gym. Look, I lost 21 pounds and I didn't step a lick in the gym. It was all
Leaner and
diet.
meaner, baby. Leaner and meaner.
I still have size to me that I can't shave off, but I feel better. I move a little bit better. Um, body still pops and cracks like it's supposed to, but I don't feel lethargic. And if you
Right.
feel lethargic in anything that you do, how are you going to protect your family, male or
Exactly.
female? This is not gender here. This is anybody that
Gender
that
neutral,
yeah,
baby.
this because I'm gonna tell you something. Bullets don't care about
Boys
gender.
don't give a damn.
Mm,
They don't
and
care if
guess
you're
what?
Susie John or the he she or the she he or the whoever
What?
else. The furry don't give a dang. Don't give a
Yeah,
damn.
we say it in jujitsu all the time. We whoop ass equally. We're not prejudiced to anything because if you're gonna come at me, I'm gonna come right back at you.
Right.
It don't
Tenfold.
matter what you are. The whole. We talk about getting in shape, what have you not. I'm gonna tell you right now. Um, there's some ladies out there that
Put it on you,
they
boy.
they put the time on it. I don't care
Telling
how
you.
big you are. Hey, look here. I and I'm just gonna say that. So always prepare to treat everybody equally in at
Unexpected.
time of aggression. You know.
Exactly. And here's another aspect that I wanted to touch on as far as training goes as well. When you're trained and you're proficient in your weapon of choice, well, like again, whether it be a handgun, AR-15,
Hmm.
or a long gun, shotgun, a knife, your hands, it's bow staff, sword, whatever the case may be. Okay, as long as you train and you train good
Yep.
form, faithfully, the way you're supposed to, you treat your body right, you get your core where it needs to be, everything else is going to follow. Okay, including the important one. To me, this is probably the most important. Okay, confidence in your abilities.
Yes.
Because think about prime example for the guys out there, okay, and maybe for some of the females out there, when you were little, okay, or younger, we'll say, and your buddies had a couple bricks and a couple 2x4s and some plywood.
Hmm.
What the hell you think you're gonna build with that? I'm gonna go
Right.
build me a ramp and I'm gonna jump my bike on this thing and I want to see how many people I can jump over. Okay,
Right.
that's what I'm gonna
No,
do.
you're right.
That's
Hmm.
what I did. Okay, so now when I was young, I was all into BMX bikes. I used to race. I used to freestyle, all that stuff. Okay, and I was damn good. Do you think I'm gonna let somebody that is not as good as me try to jump over me if I'm that last guy in the line? Heck no. Why? Because
Yeah.
I don't have confidence in him. Okay. Now, you want to put those 12 guys down there? I got confidence. I know I'll clear them all. I know I will.
Hmm.
That's half the battle.
Hmm.
Okay. As
Hmm.
long as you train and you practice and you train and you practice and you train and you practice and you train and you practice till you're just tired of it. You're like, look, I am so sick and tired of this. Don't look at Drew and Chuck, because Drew and Chuck's going to tell you turn your tail around, get over there, and start training some more because
Yeah.
you ain't done yet. Okay,
If it becomes a hindrance, you're not in it.
exactly. And I'm
Yep.
here to tell you, I'm 54 years old. My training still isn't done. I still train, whether it's my head, you know, or calling Drew up and saying, "Hey, dog, I got to talk to you for a minute," and
Mhm.
just hashing it out, whatever the case may be. I got to get my head right, I got to get my mind right, I got to talk to my buddy always helps me out, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Or hey sweetheart, let me talk to you for a minute, I got something going on, I need to talk. Get your head right.
Mhm.
As long as you're
Mhm.
confident in your abilities, until
Yep.
somebody puts you in your place, or shows you that you're wrong, and you're on top of the world, man.
Yeah.
And then when somebody does show you that you're wrong, you have to take a step back. that's when you got to be quick-witted again and go, okay, how do I work this out? What's my workaround? How do I get around what he's doing or my opponent? What do I need to do to get around what he's doing so I can be on top of the world again? How I can beat him, so I can pin him, so I can, whatever the case may be. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to be confident in your abilities, be confident in your training, and
be humble.
Everything else is gonna fall. Exactly. Yeah. And definitely be humble. Definitely be humble.
Yeah.
And I have to say thank you. I mean, bro, because we talked here, was it 2 weeks ago? We went and got the motor from Mission about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that.
About 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm.
And you said a few things to me, and I took it to heart. I really did. And it I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed, and I'm not too good just because I'm 54 years old and Drew is considerably younger than I am. That doesn't mean that he's dumber or not as experienced or not as wise. Okay. He teaches me every time I talk to him. I learn something from him. Brilliant guy. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I learned every day from him. Okay. Take those lessons. Take those lessons. No, man. It got to give credit where it's due. So I take those lessons and I try to apply them as much as I can. I know last week we was talking about what was it? Shoot, about 2 months ago, I was at Walmart and got into it with somebody in the parking lot, and it almost ended up really bad. Okay, not firearms wise, but I was ready to come on, boy, you want to do this? You wrong day, but right guy, wrong day.
Right.
Okay, so and I took what you told me to heart when we talked about that, offline. I took that to heart, and matter of fact, it was last night. I was out having dinner, and something was said, and I damn sure didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt, I felt it. I felt it immediately. I was getting amped, and I was ready to just flip a table and start kicking the dog mess out of somebody, right? And I just, okay, you done? All right, and went on.
Yeah, you have to, calm. I've had to learn it too, man. It doesn't. Thank God for
Beer had
Sensei.
nothing to do with it either. I promise you, beer had nothing to do with it.
Now those days are over. Sensei has taught me. I don't know. I don't know. It's been going 2009, 2013. I started my road on jiu-jitsu and training with Sensei. And he always talks about applying everything that we learn in the art to everyday life. It's about being humble, being calm. It took me years. Dude, I've made so many mistakes just because I was an idiot. It's unreal. I could be here for years just catching up.
Part of growing up, man. That's part of growing. That's just part of living, man.
But it is.
There ain't none of us perfect. And the only guy that was perfect, well, you know where he ended up.
Mm-hmm. Helping people out with experience. You know what? It's funny you say that. I was talking with Sam. We were at the track. One of the first race. I want to say second race, right? And she's. I'm talking about it because we were talking about getting out of the car fast, or we talk about being able to be fit to do what you got to do. So. And then talking and helping people. Sam, when I was announcing, Sam had come up and we were talking about decals and what have you not. It was intermission, and I said, I want to show you something. And I took her down the front stretch, and I said, listen, you need to enter here. You have a front wheel drive car, so you have to treat it just a little bit different. You got to do this. You what have you not. And she's been following it. Not that I know what I'm talking about, because trust me, I couldn't do the same thing twice in a row. But when we talk to people about experience, people that have a narcissistic way to them, or people that have an ego way to them, or people that feel like that their only validation is life in their life is to do this inflammatory, what have you not.
Look at me. Look
Um,
at me. Look at me.
yeah, listen, uh,
Me, 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 me.
we that's not who we are, right? We have been up and down the road doing things. We've done some dumb crap. We've done some, we've done some things that give us a little bit of flash of brilliance, as my buddy Bubba says, you know. But in all these experiences, I'm going to die one day. We're all going to die one day, right? And having cancer, you never know when that day is going to come. It could come soon. I might live it out. You never know.
Of course you are.
And after everything that I've been through, everything you've been through, when this is why we started the podcast, because we want to at least give a raw, um, humble experience to people. We've done
Yeah.
a lot of things. We race,
Well,
we
we've
hunt,
done a lot more than a lot of people have done. I'll just tell you that.
we've gotten in trouble. We've been in the
I
lifting
plead the
world, we've
fifth.
been in the shooting world.
I plead
Um,
the
the
trouble. I know.
army. Yeah, combat. We've done so much stuff that, um, if we can give good advice off of our mistakes and
Yeah,
off of
absolutely.
everything we did wrong,
Absolutely.
you help one person. If people would just take a minute and help one person out and be satisfied that all I wanted to do was give one person a chance to view things in a different way that can better them, we've done our job. And
Amen.
people don't they don't we've lost that in society. I'm not saying I'm some sort of guy, or guy
No,
that stands on a
no.
pole.
You're
That's not
right.
what I'm saying.
Absolutely right. Though. Absolutely right.
But
Absolutely.
we have to be willing to share this stuff, especially when it comes to training. Listen, it, there are going to be those studs out there that be like, "Oh man, hey look, I'm 125 pounds and I can climb the wall like Spider-Man or what have you not." That's great. Can you outrun a bullet? If you do something stupid, can you outrun a bullet? Because I'm not going to fight with you. At some point,
Can you climb up that wall with my 210-pound ass on your back?
a point.
I didn't
So
think
the world of humility and training, the world of humility to train is not there. It's not
right.
it's just not
What?
there. I'm lazy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm so busy with the shop, work, and trying to run a charity and do what have you not. My
Right on.
excuse of not being in the gym is simply I'm tired. Not gonna lie. Okay. I'm tired, guy. All right.
Man,
The last thing I want to do is go pick shit up and set it back down for what? I did that. I live that life. But I
right.
also say that if you're young enough or you are not in a physical ailment that you can't do it but you need to,
Do it.
go better yourself. Go better yourself.
Exactly. Exactly. Be that alpha, be the alpha that you really want to be. That's it. And when I say
It,
be the alpha, that doesn't mean you got to be an arrogant asshole. Okay. Nobody likes an arrogant asshole. I'm going to tell you straight up. Nobody likes an arrogant asshole. Now, did that arrogant asshole have friends? Absolutely. Because why? They think he's cool. They think he's cool. Oh my God, he's so cool. I'm here to tell you, I'd rather hang out with somebody that's calm, cool, collected, you know, don't act like they're God's gift to the world and oh blah, blah, blah. And that used to be me. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be a hothead and I run my mouth and I've got my tail put down in the dirt a few times. And I've put some other tails down in the dirt a few times too. But okay. Point is, again, okay, don't be ashamed. Okay. Nobody likes that arrogant prick. Okay. Nobody likes that guy. Be the guy that everybody wants to be around. Few reasons. Okay. You got people to help you if you need help. You always got a friend. You always got backup. Always. Because not every fight is going to be an easy one. Not every fight's going to be just one on one. But if you got your friends, that you train with every day or train once a week or however you train, train with your friends, man. Get with your friends and train. Because I'm telling you, the most fun you'll have training is with your friends. I never, and this is right hand to the man. I never had so much fun in the gym if I wasn't working out with my buddy Billy Bennett. God bless him. I love that guy. I miss him. I miss him terribly. Miss him. Sorry. I really miss that guy. One of my best friends, man. But you know, and I trained with Drew in Korea. Man, I tell you what, it's like I had a lot of freaking fun doing that, you know, and it was a blast, you know. And it when it training is okay, training ideally and theoretically is not always fun. Okay. But if you make it fun, it's more enjoyable, you're more apt to do it, and your improvements will be greater and you'll notice them more. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to train. Get with your friends, train with your friends. And I know a guy that sells Strikeman laser training systems.
Train. Don't be afraid.
You can have competitions with your friends. You know, training with your weapons. You can have competitions. And if you train with if your weapon of choice happens to be, well, I don't know, a knife or a bow staff or, you know, whatever the case might be, you know, or a broomstick, for Christ's sake, you'd be surprised you can do with a broomstick. Okay. But
trust me, we can make anything a weapon.
Train with your friend, man. It's so much fun. Everybody, and then it becomes a competition. Well, who can do this and who can do that? Okay, I'll get you next time. You watch. You know what I mean? Things like that, and you will be surprised how much your training will improve. How much more looking forward to training you'll be. You know, so again, guys, get that core, get your mind right, get confident in your training, get confident in yourself and your abilities. Okay, train. Go to the gym, get fit, watch what you eat. You know, there's nothing wrong with taking one a day vitamin, guys. I mean, really, you know.
No, there's not.
It sounds funny. Or what's that other one called? The Centrum Silver for senior citizens like me.
Don't be afraid to tell on yourself. I think
Humble,
out of all of this, don't be afraid to tell on yourself. Never be satisfied. Never be satisfied with anything that you do. If you're satisfied with where you're at, then you're not going to go anywhere. Can't never did anything, and never be satisfied. It's we talk about it's been 7 years since I've had. No, I take that back. I had a full season in 2021. We hurt the motor, but I say that before that it was 7 years before I had a full season. It's been since 2015 since my last win.
Okay.
And that has weighed on me. It's been 2014, 2015, my last belt test in jiu-jitsu. It's weighed on me because, you know, Sensei wants to test me, but, you know, we got distance. Here's the thing. I'm not satisfied. And it's not that I'm not satisfied about getting promoted. I'm not satisfied because I am not as good as I want to be.
Right.
That's why we keep training. I'm not saying I'm not good. I'm not as good as I want to be.
Exactly. And see, that was like when I was studying for the board in Korea. It was the same thing. I was like, man, I don't know if I got this. And you're the one telling me, no, man, you got this. You got this. And honestly, if it wouldn't have been for Hessler, I probably would have never even retired to E6. I'll just tell you that. You know, Hessler put a foot in my butt because I just wasn't confident. Now, you put me on a PT test, got it. No sweat. I'm in. How many PT tests you want to take? I'll do it. Right. But then when it came to, like, you know, 2nd Infantry Division history, you know, and things like that, I was like, I'm dumber to box, smash buttholes. I don't know. You know,
I didn't tell you this.
150 though. So
Yeah, and you did very well. I mean, you did very well. Speaking of the board, funny story. I don't think I've ever told you this. We were in Iraq, and I was the only one going to the E6 board, and I drove for Sergeant Major Briscoe. So obviously, he's the president of the board, and I was as I was I had everything memorized. I was prepared. I knew my history. I was ready to go, right?
mm,
And we I got this, right? I can do this. And I thought I was good to go. And I walked in and I said the NCO creed, and I stood there waiting, ready for the first question. Like we already knew, First RMR was going to ask about weapons, and and the first thing that Sergeant Major Briscoe said, "Tell me about your soldier's medal," and it threw me off. Like I just stood there, and he's like, "Well, are you going to say anything?" I'm like, "Uh, what would you like me to say?" So when you think you're satisfied and you think you're good with everything, you're not.
train some more.
Train more. Just be
Study.
prepared for everything, you
That's
know,
it.
because if you get tongue tied in something like that, you're going to get physically tied in a situation, and then you're going to become a statistic. You're going to, same thing in racing. A few years ago, I say few years, about 10 years ago, Trey Voshin and Howie Marks, I think it was Howie Marks, was in a very bad wreck.
Mm-hmm. I
And
remember you
the
told me
wreck,
about
and what happened is Trey Voshin got spun coming out of a turn, and Howie hit him head on, and the car actually, Trey ended up on top of the car. And it took them a long time to get out
it. Mm-hmm.
of the car. The track, the track officials made all of us drivers make sure we can get out of our cars in like 20 seconds, unbelted and out. So when you think you're good, you can
You're
always
not.
be better. Don't wait till something happens to get yourself prepared.
Yeah. Always look to the next level. Always look for the
Mhm.
next level. Next level. Next level.
Yeah.
But folks, that is 8:05. We've been here for an hour, 5 mics. So
Boom.
I do want to say thank you all very much for being here. You guys are the best
Updates real
fans
quick.
ever. Say again?
Updates.
That's what I'm getting
Updates.
ready to do. That's what I'm
Oh,
getting ready
okay,
to do.
cool.
So again, I just want to say, as you can see on the banner at the bottom, if you feel like you want to hurt yourself, dial 988 option 1, or you can email us at gearheadsandguardians@gmail.com. We do give a damn, and we will help you as much as we possibly can. Okay.
Yes.
Also, June 6th,
June 6th.
Seguin River
Thursday.
Monster. It's a Thursday. If you want some killer baseball from some young fellas in college that are, playing their heart out because, well, for one, they're the champs. Okay. But
Hmm.
these guys want to get picked up by the big leaguers, man. So these guys are out here. They're really putting it all on the line, playing an amazing game of baseball. I go every chance I get. I go over here to Smokey Joe Williams Field here in Seguin, Texas, and I watch these young boys play baseball. I grew up playing baseball, little league baseball, everything, and Babe Ruth baseball. And if I was smart back then, I would have never picked up a cigarette, and I'd probably be playing in the majors today. I was pretty good. I wasn't like super awesome, great baseball player, but I was pretty damn good. And like I said, if you really want to catch some exciting baseball, the team's got a new manager. Husband and wife bought the team, and they're like super cool,
Hmm.
super awesome. They're her dad was a police officer, and it just kind of hits home because they're first responders.
Yeah.
And I was a soldier, and she really they really support their troops, and their
Hmm.
vets. So if you guys want some great baseball, a great team, a great town, just great situation all the way around. Come see them, Seguin River Monsters, the 6th of June. Now, I want to say that game starts at 6, if I'm not mistaken. 6 p.m.
Yep.
Okay. Be there. Don't be square.
Right.
Let's get some race updates, brother.
May 25th, we will be in Spring Branch for a veterans fundraiser. Fallen Raider. We'll put the information out. It's on Facebook. It's also on our YouTube and Instagram. And this Saturday, if the Mother Nature holds out, we'll finally get to climb back in the car and see what this thing has.
Way
Yep.
cool. Way cool.
So,
Way cool.
and then in September, June 22nd, we've decided to make the trip over to Vado Speedway, and we're gonna try our hand at the big track again. Maybe third time's a charm. So we'll see. Mm-hmm.
We'll be pulling for you, brother. Now, I do want to say, God, I just forgot what I was going to say. It was really important, and I forgot it just that quick. I got excited about it. Oh, we will be posting on Facebook and little snippet things like that on YouTube as well. Some of the different events that we're going to be doing this summer.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned. We're going to be doing Cars and Coffee this summer. We're going to be doing like the fundraisers that we're doing for Relief for Troops. And if you guys are looking for a good, healthy, organic pain reliever, something that'll help you deal with your cancer, if you have cancer, PTSD, rest, sleep, right there. It is Zalease. ShopZalease.com. I'm going to put it up here for you right here. Okay. You can go there. Or if you really want to do a solid for Relief for Troops, you can go here to relieffortroops.org. Okay. And what happens is when you purchase through that website here that I'm showing you right here, right underneath me, right there. Okay. Portions of that, well, actually all of it, if I'm not mistaken, all of the profits and everything like that goes towards the purchase of providing more CBD for veterans in need. Okay. Not every veteran has a lot of money. I'm one of them. I don't have a lot of money. I picked one of those MOSs where I wasn't able to use it when I got out, and so or if I did want to use it, I had to take a job for like $8 an hour, and that wasn't going to happen. So, and it just how it works. Okay. But if you buy a bottle from, hold on, where'd it go? My ticker jumped off of here. Where'd my ticker go? There it is. So if you buy a bottle from that right there, relieffortroops.org, okay, portions of the I shouldn't say portions. I don't know why I keep saying portions. The whole profit of that will go towards purchasing more product to give to veterans at the functions that we go to. We go to these different fundraisers. We go to Cars and Coffee. We do these baseball games. We do different fundraisers through the year to try to help out other veterans. So buying a bottle from relieffortroops.org will help other soldiers in need. Okay, soldiers and veterans in need. Okay.
Yes. Don't
forget your river monsters. Don't forget I-37 Raceway in that's what's the name of it? Pleasanton, Texas. It's in Pleasanton, Texas. All right. Get out there. Go root for your boy Nitro so we can let the Nitro heads out there know that we exist and we're gonna do well.
We're gonna get something started on that. Nitro heads. It's coming.
It's gonna be full Nitro boogie. Look out. So with that, guys, is there anything else you wanted to add to that, brother?
No, man, just go to relieffortroops.org shop. We have the racing tumblers up. We got some new ones coming, got some new hats made. Iceman's got his design out now, so we're gonna be able to have Landon's merch up there also.
Outstanding.
So we're just, it takes time and it takes money and it takes capital to get things going, but we're going to get this going. And then the whole Nitro Heads thing, it just came to my head one day, kind of like Hawkamania, and all the maniacs. And I just like, you know what? Let's see what happens. And so we're gonna do some cool one-off stuff with that.
Way cool.
So more to come.
And also, I wanted to say, I'm hoping next week. Okay. I'm hoping next week, if everything pans out the way it's supposed to, oh boy, here's going to have a big surprise for everybody next week. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's going to be coming in gold, green, and black, and maybe some blue or red ones as well. But the green, gold, and black ones are the big ones that you really, really want to get in touch with. All right. I'm just going to leave it at that. So
that's going to be cool.
God bless you guys. It was definitely a pleasure. If you're here to see the show and it's, you're just catching the rerun, if you go down there at the bottom, way down, about right over, I think right about in that area. If you go down there and you click like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. So every time we put out a new video, you get a notification and you can watch it. Okay.
Yes.
We're like I said, this summer, I know these first few episodes haven't been, like super exciting and all this fun stuff. It's more information. It's more knowledge is power kind of thing. But this summer, things are going to get ramped up and it's going to get exciting. Okay.
We're going to turn the wick up on some
range, the racetrack, all kinds of stuff, guys. So stay tuned. Don't forget next week, be there, be square, get your gold, green, or black one.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm gonna say.
And relievefortroops.org on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, and just like and subscribe, pass it around, and we're gonna do a bunch of good stuff.
We got a lot of stuff on the back burner that we have great ideas, and just the times haven't been right. But it's not. That doesn't mean we're going to give up on those ideas, because I'm not. I know my boy's not going to either, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be exciting. Could possibly save you some money. Just saying. So
I'm all about a deal. Trust me. If you're Andrew Hessler, you're all about economy and deals.
Right. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you. You're all the best, man. If you're watching this, you're just simply the best. That's all there is to it.
Thank you for watching, guys.
Take care of yourself. God bless you. And we'll see you next week. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Good apple juice. I'm out. Y'all take care, man. Y'all be good.
Cool. Out.
Ooh-ah.